ITeachGeek.com. Ask Brian.
That's me.
Welcome to ITeachGeek. I'm your host Rashad. I'm here to show you how to do Active Directory on 2008 server R2. First things first, we always want to make sure that we have a static IP address. So set your server to a static IP address. It'll still work if you don't, but I advise you to set it to a static IP. If you don't know how to set your computer to static, go ahead and right click. And you put use the following IP address. If you don't know what IP address to use, you can go ahead and use the one that you're assigned right now through DHCP. So you go ahead and find out which IP address is right now. Go over here. You want to pick. And it shows you all your IP address information in there, and you just plug it in there and put it in there. Okay. Once you got that taken care of, let's go ahead and install Active Directory. So we want to go ahead and make this a domain controller. And go to Start. And here we're going to put in DC promo. And you should see this start loading up. Alright, this should come up. We can go ahead and press next. Go ahead and press next again. Since this is the only domain controller I have on my network, I'm going ahead and create a new forest. You could have a domain controller and then share the Active Directory with another domain controller if you wanted to, but right now we're going to make it its own forest with its own group of people. So we go ahead and press next. Okay. We want to make sure that we name this something unique and something you can remember. Or if you have a website that you're trying to make this server on or whatever, you can go ahead and name it. So right now I'm just going to call it you can call it whatever you want. Even if it's even taking over the internet, you can still call it whatever you want because the AA record is not pointing to your server. So go to next. We want to keep the functionality 2003 just in case you ever want to hook up a domain controller that's using 2003 server. And for both of them, go ahead and click next. Well, let's go ahead and install the DNS server. Okay, here's where they're going to actually install your Active Directory. It's something like a database. So we go ahead and press next. Here goes your password. Make sure you make it a password you can remember. Alright, go ahead and press next once you get here. And it's installing. Okay, after it's complete, go ahead and press finish. And now it will restart. I'll be back once the server has finished restarting. Alright, when it restarts, you should come back and you should see a difference. You should see your fully qualified domain name right there first. And then your username, which we are under administrator right now. So let's go ahead and put our password in. Alright, let's go ahead and check out our Active Directory users and computers. So to do that, we go ahead and go to Start. Administrative Tools. Go ahead and expand that. Here's your computers. Anytime a computer connects to the domain, it'll be in this folder. These are some basic users they give you. And here goes the domain controllers. Right now, we're the only domain controller on it right now. Right now, let's go ahead and make an organizational unit. That's something like these folders right here we call organizational units. So you go up here. For now, we go ahead and we'll call it human resources. Press OK. Now within the human resources group, we're going to go ahead and make a user. Call him and his user logon doesn't have to be his name. You can put whatever you want. All right, come here. We're going ahead and make a password for it for Brian to log in. Okay, we come down here. We want to make sure he can't change his password. So let's unclick this. Make sure his password never expires. Press next. Finish. Now we have a user in there. Okay, now we want to go ahead and jump on our client machine and see if we can connect to the domain using this username. So let's go ahead and go to our client machine. All right, so when we get on this side, we want to go ahead and go to our network. And properties. So we want to make the server's DNS so we can find it. Make sure you put the server's IP address where the DNS goes right here. And for the second one, we can put the original DNS server we had before. So make sure we can still get internet. All right. Press OK. Now, we're going to go ahead and go to computer. Right click in here, go to properties. And let's go ahead and go to change settings. Let's go to change. Right now it's on the work group, but we're going to change it to a domain to connect to the domain. Go ahead and put your fully qualified domain name in here. And go ahead and press enter. And now we want to go ahead and put our administrative password, or you can go ahead and put the username we use. It should work both the same. But if you want to use your administrative password, you got to make sure that you put the name of the domain first / administrator, because you'll be logging in as administrator on this client computer. So let's go ahead and put the whole name out. So we do something like this. Put administrator. Go ahead and put your administrator password in. All right, let's go ahead and press OK. All right, we're part of the domain. Now we have to go ahead and restart. Notice when you come back on the client side, it's going to ask you to Control-Alt-Delete. All right. And it shows your username, and this is your domain name. So we're gonna go ahead and I want to switch users. So let's go ahead and try that username we made earlier. So let's go ahead and do A Brian. Remember the A Brian we added earlier? And remember his password we used? All right, let's go ahead and check out our properties. And it shows you right there, full computer name. That's the computer name, and that's the domain name it's on. So let's go ahead and go back to our server and see if this computer is in the computer's OU, organizational unit. Let's go back to our server. Okay, we're back on our server now. So to check to see if this computer's there, let's go ahead and close Active Directory, because sometimes it takes a while for it to see it unless you close it. So let's go back. Let's go click on the computer's OU. And there you have it. Ask Brian. Here goes the computer. You double click on to see the properties. You go to operating system. Shows that that's the operating system that we're on. So there you have it. You've completely installed Active Directory on Server 2008. I'm your host, Rashad. Thanks for watching.